Tlaxcala is the smallest of Mexico's 32 states. It is located in the central part, not far east of Mexico City. When the Spaniards arrived in the Americas, Tlaxcala was an independent nation under threat of the Aztecs. Tlaxcala allied itself with the conquistadors to overthrow the Aztec Empire. Today, its capital is Tlaxcala de Xicotencatl, a city with 100,000 souls. Its serenity, beauty, and authenticity make it a travel destination that is both culturally distinct and notable for its traditions. Tlaxcala treasures its Nahua heritage. The region features active volcanoes, such as the stately Popocatépetl, which dominates the southern skyline. Like most of Mexico, Tlaxcala is predominantly Catholic, and Carnival is celebrated nearly everywhere in Tlaxcala during the week before Lent. But Carnival traditions differ among Tlaxcalan towns and neighborhoods in many important respects. In Contla de Juancoamatzi, the masked dancers are known as Catrins, which translates to something like dandies or fancy gentlemen. As in many carnival celebrations in colonized countries, masquerade allowed anonymous indigenous peoples to satirize their oppressors in the safety of anonymity. The Catrins and their female partners represent the wealthy Spanish nobility who dominated the Nahua peoples of Mexico for some 200 years, until Mexican independence in 1821. To poke fun at the Spaniards, the dancers dress in formal European clothes, carry parasols, and wear masks with neat facial hair, beauty marks, and a gold tooth. One innovation commonly seen only in the masks of Tlaxcala are mechanical eyelids, which allow the dancer to bat his eyelashes at the ladies in the crowd. The Carnival of Contla de Juancoamatzi is energetic, humorous, and altogether spectacular.
I'm 30 years old. I've been dancing for 16 years in the Camada Nueva Centro. During Carnival Week, the streets are filled with friends, Catrines, all dancing, listening to the music, enjoying life. Being part of this experience means a lot to me. Carnival to me means happiness, enthusiasm, dancing, tradition, enjoying music, family. My sister danced today. Carnival means people having fun. To make a carnival mask, we start with a chunk of Mexican white pine. Using a hatchet, we cut the wood to the general shape. Then, with chisels, we refine the details.
Para tallar adecuadamente cada una de nuestras máscaras. Una vez que ya está en madera, vaciamos, o sea, la máscara es para portar.
For it to be wearable, we have to carve out the back until it is very thin, then reinforce it with fabric.
Para reforzar lo grueso de cada una de nuestras.
We will then cover it with a resin called Blanco de España, so we can polish the surface and later paint it.
Para que podamos pulir y ya posteriormente tengamos que pintar. Iniciamos la pintura con la encarnación.
We begin the painting with the color of the skin that the wearer chooses. The hair can be brown or black, depending on the personal taste of the wearer.
Personal de la persona que la va a portar. Continuamos el proceso ya para culminar colocando
We
los
continue the
ojos,
process
las
by
pestañas,
placing the glass eye and the eyelashes on the mask, defining the personal details that the wearer wants for the carnival celebration.
durante la celebración del carnaval. Aquí ya recortamos lo que les
Here we have already cut out the hair eyelashes, which we glue to the eyelids,
lo pegamos en el párpado que va a subir
which may be
o bajar.
movable or not during the dance depending on the wishes of the wearer.
A final de cuentas, le dé la lucidez durante la danza del carnaval.
Among the elements that we are incorporating is a metal wire and spring, to which we attach a string to allow the eyelids to go up and down. The gold tooth, which is made from gold foil, is a symbol of the power of the conquistadors, who used the gold taken from the Aztecs.
In the Panzacola neighborhood, in the city of Papalotla, the main dancers are called charros. They dance with a young woman holding a doll, representing baby Jesus. Technically, a charro is a cowboy. The young women are called doncellas, or maidens. The dance is called the pedimento de agua, or petition for water. It likely originates in a Chichimeca rain dance, and each element of the costume of the charro is symbolic of the dancer's dependence on nature: the sky, clouds, rain and snow, stars and moon. The charros dance in a circle around simply dressed masked dancers known as vasarios and their partners the doncellas, as well as the only masked female dancer called the nana, or grandma. She is actually danced by a large man. Toward the end of the dance, the charros confront each other with whips in a dance called la culebra, or the snake. Each tries to come as close as possible to the legs of the other without hurting him. In the city streets of Papalotla, clowns dressed as old men and women mimic the danza de la culebra on each other. The charro costumes have many elements, the most important of which are the cape and headdress. A seamstress hand sews a charro's cape from wool yarn. Every element is symbolic of agriculture. The roses represent plant life, the white braids are snow, and the sequins are rain. The feather headdress represents the clouds, the mirror is the moon, and ribbons are rainbows. In San Francisco Tlahuilocan, dance groups are called cuadrillas or gangs, and the men wear realistic masks like the Catrins and charros of other villages, but with more diversity in style. The costumes are elaborate and headdresses are the largest in the region. Their dance partners are carnival queens and princesses, elected before the start of carnival. As in Contla de Juan Cuamatzi, the dancers carry castanets that they click to the beat. The men's costumes are elaborately hand-beaded on front and back, jackets and pants. They usually portray Aztec themes in a nod to the pre-Hispanic origin of the dance. The design and beading may take many months of hard work to complete. In the city of Santa Ana Chautempan, as in Contla de Juan Cuamatzi, the male dancers are called Catrines, and their masks are identical. The costumes and dances are very different, however. This dance is called the Danza de la Cinta, or Dance of the Ribbon, and is very like the maypole dance that originated in Europe in the medieval age. Like the maypole dance, the Danza de la Cinta originated as a spring fertility ritual. Like other Catrine masks, these have mechanical eyelids. This dance is called the Jota, or J, and features dancing in pairs. As with all community traditions, it is the children who preserve the dance for the future. In the town of Toluca de Guadalupe, the Danza de los Cuchillos, or Dance of the Knives, is the main event of Carnival.
When the foreman of the hacienda treated the Mexican workers badly, they danced to make fun of the foreman. The masks and costumes kept them anonymous, so the hacienda bosses could not take revenge. The gallows mask represents the boss, whom the workers ultimately hung. That is why it's ugly. This is why the past generations danced.
Like Carnival itself, the Dance of the Knives is a tradition that welcomes the spring, the season of rebirth. The colors reflect the rainbow, showing the centrality of nature to the indigenous way of life. Unlike the wood masks of other towns, these are calfskin. But the Dance of the Knives is also a tradition of rebellion. The knives suggest the anger and resistance of the workers against the foreman. They are also a way of showing courage and represent a kind of duel between the dancers. The dances of the Cuchillos contain hidden allegories, a language spoken only by the workers to allow them to organize protest and revenge. The theme of drunkenness is one such element. The carnivals of the state of Tlaxcala combine indigenous and Catholic traditions. They are unique and diverse, the kind of ceremonies that make Mexico the magical place it is.